Hey, welcome to RestoCycle. We're going to do a little tech video for you here. Don't worry too much about catching everything here. I want to give you an overview of what we're about to do in this video, and we'll write this up with caption photos so you can see perfectly clearly what all the steps are and what some of the parts that we use and stuff that's related to that. So anyway, let's show you what we're up to. This little nugget is an alternator off of a 79 CBX that we're restoring. This is a crash damaged bike, but part of the service we're doing on the motorcycle includes the charging system. So this is going to get made tip-top, and what we find on pretty much all the CBXs that we do is that the charging system is pretty feeble and it's not charging the battery at idle. So we have been working on this for quite a while, and we have developed a real full suite of things that we do to these alternators to make them work tip-top. And if assuming you have good wiring and a good regulator rectifier, we've actually got these things charging as high as 14.6 volts at idle. Not always, but sometimes if again everything else is tip-top. So but we're at least shooting for not discharging the battery at idle, which is the way we find most of these bikes when they come in. Couple things, so we're going to go over what we're going to do here. This is a rotor. This one has been ohmed out pretty well, and again we'll go into this in the photos, but we're looking for a range of about 3.5 to 4.5 ohms between these two slip rings. This is where the brushes ride on these two copper rings within the alternator. And so we're looking for about 3.5 to 4.5 ohms. Usually you'll find them on either side of 4. We want these to be nice and flat, so we did the little work surfacing these to make them nice and flat so that the brushes would have really good contact. A few other important parts. This is, if we have a secret weapon in this project, it's this. These are the two drive clutches, and this one to the right with the grooves, that's the A clutch, which is on the engine side that drives this alternator. When Honda manufactured these, or whoever made them for Honda, these were slightly conical. They were disc-shaped, and so the edges here were higher than the centers, and they took their sweet time wearing in. As a result of that, they wore really badly, and they got work hardened and galled and gouged, and they put out less power than they should have. So we have these professionally ground by our friend Tom Tokars at True Disc, and then these edges here on these oil flinger grooves get chamfered, and then the depth of those oil flinger grooves are restored similar to stock. So that's really one of the most crucial things that we do in addition to just good service. Tools that you need. First and foremost, factory manual. There's some specs and things in there that are really important to follow and to understand. So we wouldn't undertake a job like this without it, and I don't think you should either. That's our good old trusty digital voltmeter. We use these rattle guns just for taking it apart. A torch can come in handy. There's a couple of stubborn parts in here that this will take the fight out of. Impact driver with JIS bits. Really, word of caution, that is a tool of great power, so just make darn sure that that bit that you have is in good condition and fits the screw very tightly before you go wanging on things. This beastly Ingersoll Rand air impact wrench will make short work of getting the rotor off. And then last but not least, there's a couple other things on the other side of the shop. We're going to use the ultrasonic cleaner to clean up the wire and the connection. It's really important on this connector that these terminals and spades within these things be really perfectly clean. We'll probably skin this thing and take them out and just take a good look at them. If the wire is brown, then the copper has oxidized, and so it really needs to be trimmed back. And you've got as much as an inch or so to work with before you're getting into having not enough length. So it's a good idea to shorten those up and make sure you have perfectly good clean wire, and that you replace those female spades when you do that. Give them a little dielectric grease so they stay that way, and that will probably do it. We're going to cheat on this particular project. This is a 79 that we're working on. This is an actual 80 or 81 or 82 cover. We may jump ahead and use that, but these on the 79s are actually made out of magnesium, and so you can see the kind of gray color to it. When these get refinished, which we'll do because that's what we do, this has to be painted. These can't really be polished. The magnesium isn't really stable out in the air. It has to have some kind of coating on it. So what we'll end up doing is either painting or powder coating this space. And you can see they're dissimilar metals. It's really just the cover that's magnesium. That's actually aluminum. So that we could go ahead and vapor blast. But we'll probably powder coat both halves and just make it uniform and never worry about refinishing that again. Okay, so that's most of it. We'll go into the photos of what the different parts are and some of the procedures in more detail in the stills. It would put you to sleep if we tried to video the whole process. But that's what we're up to. And yeah, hope you find this useful. If you say, oh God, I'm not doing that, we'll do this for you. We've got the parts and experience, and we're happy to do it. And we can powder coat your parts and use some of the ground clutch plates we have. But for you in the DIY set, we're happy to share the info and help you get on your way. Okay, let's dig in.